It don't sound like much, but it sure is heaven to me.
I want to get this spaghetti sauce started because I like to do it on a very slow temperature, very low and slow. And so we need to get this meat started cooking up. I thought I had a carrot. I'm gonna have to dig through my deep freezers because I cannot find carrots. And I like to put carrots in my spaghetti sauce, but this spaghetti sauce might just not have carrots because I'm not gonna go to the store and buy a carrot. I'm trying to do as little spending as I possibly can on the food budget so that I can put that money towards paying off whatever debt it is that I want to pay off. My husband and I are in a full attack the debt mode together. We are united, very united, and for a really long time, my husband and I have both really wanted to pay off the debt, but we have not had such synergistic understanding, I guess. We're just on fire. So I want to keep that going and see how much we can get done in the next few months and see if we can actually finish it all off for good. So, a banana bread just popped up. It's still frozen. Let's get these tomatoes. Let's go ahead and look at these tomatoes. I've got all these tomatoes here, which we're going to open up and look at. I was given these tomatoes for a very good price. They're nice, you know, like they're a little softer than what you would want to eat maybe, but boiling down for a sauce, they're perfect. I've also got some frozen tomatoes, which I will show you guys. That one's rotten. I'm just got to go through these and see which ones are viable, which ones are not viable. And then we'll grab out the tomatoes from the freezer. And then if I have to use it, I have just plain sauce as well if I need it.
All I want in this whole life, a little red house and a country wife, a picnic table out on the lawn, a couple of kids and a couple of dogs, work all day to 5:30, chain link fence and grab.
All right, now we've got our onions in our Thermomix. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, we've got our onions in the Thermomix bowl. Oh, shouldn't have held that towards my face. The older an onion is, the more it burns. So, chop speed on this is 4.5. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's stick this on a very low heat. I kind of like to caramelize my onions a little bit before I do the meat. You can see that.
Wind chime ringing on my front porch, a brand new carpet on it.
This beef stock is frozen, so it needs to be defrosted, so I'm going to put it in some warm water. Realized I don't need the meat, so it's going back in the fridge. While I was in the deep freezer looking for the cherry tomatoes, I came across this soup that I had made, this base for a veggie soup. It has the carrots and it has some bell peppers, it has some leek in it. It also has kale, which I'm not sure at this point how that would go. It ended up being just fine and tasting delicious. But I thought to myself, I could put this in my spaghetti sauce. This is not what I had planned on using this for, but I think it's going to be really good. I've never put kale in spaghetti sauce. That's my only, I don't know, but I think it'll be really good because this is going to be cooked down very low and slow, and I don't think you're even going to notice the kale in it. I mean, the kale we chopped up very, very fine. If you remember, the kale's very fine, so. It's nice, slow, and we've got lots of carrots in here and bell peppers We're going to go ahead and cook all of that up into our onions that we've already got cooking. Well, my hands are freezing. I'll just cook this nice and slow. I'm gonna cook this actually at a medium heat. I think that'll be good. So we'll take it up to a 6. You might remember last week we preserved up these cherry tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead and stick them in because they're frozen. And I also had some Kamados, some extra Kamados that I froze up, so I'm going to put those in there as well. I'm going to let these cook down. I'm going to give the frozen tomatoes a minute to cook down before I start going through these ones because these are very soft and they won't take very long to cook down. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up the kitchen a bit more, and then we will come back and check out the sauce. It's about halfway full. It's about right here. So they're very frozen. This pot's very cold. When I stuck this stuff in, it just took all the heat. Like, this was really hot, and now I can just hold on to the pot. It's very cold. So up the heat a little bit. We'll lock that in at 8. See how we go. While I'm cooking this down, I might as well go in and chuck some onion powder and garlic powder in. I love, even though I have fresh, I love doing the powdered as well. Oop, got it everywhere. I just think it adds such great flavor. So we'll go ahead and do that as well and let that all cook in together. I'm actually going to lower the heat because I just don't want to have to worry about it. So I'm going to lower it to 6. We'll lock it in at 6. All right. Do your thing. All right, let's get some cleaning done.
It don't sound like much, but it sure is heaven to me. A big bathtub in my bathroom, microwave, dishwasher too. The folks say hi when they pass on the street. A clean pair of socks every day of the week. A big soft chair for when I'm old. Tackle box and a fishing pole. I don't care about the fortune or fame. I just don't wanna know my mailman's name. At Christmas time, I'm gonna leave him a gingerbread cookie. It don't sound like much, but it sure is heaven to me.
All right, we're looking so much better in here. We just got to put away the dishes there that I've cleaned up, and we're just letting our sauce boil away. I think at this point we're gonna have to finish this tomorrow, but that's okay. All right, we've got our 2 jars of beef stock. I'm gonna go ahead and stick these in. It's a little bit of fat at the top. I think that's good flavor, so I don't mind it. We'll just mix that through, and then we'll be back in a little bit. Probably tomorrow because the lighting has gotten really poor. So probably see you guys back tomorrow. I know I said the light was really awful, so we were gonna like not record anymore until tomorrow, but I'm upstairs and the smell is so good. It is really good. And so I think what I'm gonna do is blend this up, and then I'll let it cool down, and then we'll come back tomorrow because I will lose light very soon and I want to share the whole process with you guys. So we'll be back tomorrow. I am going to end up using some of these because that's just not enough volume. And I'm gonna go ahead and put these in now because then it can help cool down the sauce so that we can put it away sooner tonight, and then tomorrow I'll come back and finish it off. I've got 5 of these in total I'm going to be using. Third one, fourth one. Can't wait until all this is my own homegrown tomatoes. And then our 5th one, our lucky last. But like I said, I am going to put some water and pour them in between each other, and then put that in here as well. And then let this cool down, and I'll come back tomorrow and see you guys again. We're just mixing in the tomato sauce and the homemade tomato sauce, and it gave us quite a lot more volume. So we're doing very good right now. And that is going to help cool down. I'm going to let this cool down now. And then tomorrow we'll come back and we will finish off this spaghetti / lasagna sauce. I do want to taste it though. So, got ourselves some there. Let's go over the sink. Just to see where we're at with it. Yum, that's very good. Very good. So, we'll let it cool, and then I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and use a nice amount of olive oil. I think it's really healthy for you, and it can stay healthy at a high heat. So this is beef. I've got 2 different types of beef, just 2 different stores. I usually do veal, but instead I'm using lamb because I couldn't find veal, and pork. And then we're gonna go ahead and put them all together. And I'm going to cook this meat at a very low heat because I have found that cooking it very low and slow helps it to be more tender, and it tastes better overall, the flavor overall in the meat, in the sauce at the end. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just adding all the different meat packs in there, and then we're going to cook it all up nice and slowly. Adding some onion powder and garlic powder at the start will really help with the flavor. And so this is what we're going to do, nice, low and slow. Can I help you? Can I help you? Yeah? I'm gonna get the tomato sauce that we started out, the spaghetti sauce, from yesterday out of the refrigerator and leave it covered with a tea towel so that flies can't get into it, just so it can start coming to room temperature so it doesn't take so long to warm it up when we want to put the meat in. So right now we're just going ahead and cooking up this meat on a very slow temperature because that helps it to be nice and soft. And then we will come back and show you when it's done. This has been about 10 minutes. It's just cooking very, very slow on a very low heat. We've got it on 2 right there, as you can see. Just cooking it very slow so that we can make sure that it's as tender as can be. I'm only going to halfway partial cook this, and then I'm going to boil it in the sauce for a few hours. So I'm not even going to cook it completely. I'm just going to mostly brown it up right now. I'll go ahead now and show you guys what it's looking like, and then we'll add it to our pot right here that we've had covered. You can see we've got quite a lot of juice going on, which I really love because that's just going to be added flavor inside of the spaghetti sauce. Clean towel right here for a second. Take off the meat. Put on this pasta sauce. Now I'm just going to go ahead and combine the two. I'm going to go ahead and put the meat into the sauce. I'll see if I can do this one-handed. There we go. Ooh. Try to do it carefully without burning myself. There we go. And then we can just mix this in to our sauce and let it just slow simmer for the next 6 hours or so. It's going to be delicious. Come in here to this. Boy.
Mom, look at my potion. It's finally brewing.
Oh, lovely potion. I want to eat that lovely potion.
Me too. I tasted it, and I actually didn't, but I tasted it.
Did you taste it just now?
No.
Okay, good, because it's got a little bit of raw meat in it.
Really?
Yeah, you want to cook that, we want it to boil for a bit, okay?
Yeah.
I wanted to add some molasses because you can't really taste it. And then I also wanted to add in some balsamic vinegar. I know that traditionally it's red wine that you use in spaghetti sauce, but I don't have that. And I find that balsamic vinegar works really well. We have a little bit of a mishap here. I squeezed a little bit too hard and the whole cap went in. So I souped it out. I don't recommend this part. That was really annoying. And then I added in the balsamic vinegar quite liberally because there was a lot of sauce in there. And I actually went back again and put that much in again. So there's a lot of balsamic in there, but it just gives such a umami flavor and is so delicious. If you've ever done a slow simmer spaghetti sauce, then you'll know that it's going to start. Can you see that? It's like breathing. It's going to start popping and spitting everywhere, and we don't want that. None of that business. We don't want that all over our walls.
Every now and then go on a vacation, big radio and a country station, hot dog grill in the noonday sun, drink a little beer, boy, have a little fun. Some folks worry about getting hit, but I'm a
All right, I went ahead and I bagged it up. I'm just going to use this as spaghetti sauce because I'm going to make another sauce and do the lasagna. I didn't have a chance to get the other ingredients for the lasagna, and so I'm going to go ahead and just freeze these up. And I saved out a portion for my father-in-law and my brother-in-law. Both of their wives are out of town, actually out of the country, and so I'm going to go ahead and have them over tomorrow for some spaghetti.
yellow flowers and green